Okay, hey guys, I'm playing this new game I've never played before called Cascades. It's supposed to be like a story game or something like that, so I'm gonna try it. I don't know if it's scary though. Right. On an ordinary evening in Napa, Idaho, a woman is alone in her kitchen heating up some soup on the stove for a late dinner. Distracted by the radio and her daily cares, she reached out for the handle of the pot, forgetting in that moment that the pot has no instant or handle, and she has taken off of her glove. She screamed in pain as she trapped burns across her right palm. At that very moment, hundreds of miles away in the mine, her mother is awoken from a sound sleep by a mysterious pain in her right hand. Science has no explanation for these events. They would have you dismiss such a connection as the consequence. But for just 3 easy instants of $19.95, you too can explore the mysteries. Paran 13th Q Ave. Outstock tie 84022. See this? Ooh. I open the office door and make my way inside, feeling about the appearance. Hello, Captain. Hello, Dan. Glad you could make it. He stands from his desk and walks over to shake my hand in greetings. I'll be fine. Yes, the lady in the front desk was very welcoming. She told me where to go. I've never been inside a police apartment before. I never did any sort of crime as a child, and I've been lucky enough never to be a victim as an adult. I'm the sort of usual stay out of trouble. Because of that and of history and personal reasons, the idea of the police has always been a little frightening. If I didn't know Mr. Williams already, I'm not sure I would have dared to step inside. It's quieter than I imagined, cleaner as well. Though I wouldn't tell Mr. Williams that. It really looks a lot like any other big office out there, with all the workers in jackets and the shuffling their papers. And a nice gentleman in the big room asked if I needed any help and called me ma'am. Being called ma'am makes me feel like I need to check my face for wrinkles. I'm not that old. Made a pouting eyes at him, returned to the taller chair. Call you that at school. That the students call me Miss. That's a difference. Miss Carter for the older grades, Miss Dane for the kindergartners, and I generally prefer them. Anyways, I'm only a substitute teacher. Most of the time, it's just me and my writing. Not for a while. I've got the works, but you know books don't finish themselves overnight. They don't pay for themselves overnight either. 1/3 of the advice when I sign a contract, 1/3 when they accept my manuscript, and the last third doesn't come in until the book is published. I can't control the last part no matter how fast I work editing. Cover art, printing, delivery, that's all out of my hands. There's a lot of waiting. And since I'm filling the bath, my work is with the school system and is unappreciable. So is the babysitting folks. Don't need me all that time. So I'm very excited about this opportunity. Timmy's last trip to the vet didn't do wonders for my household budget. He's worth every penny, of course, but it was more than I wanted to spend. Coupon clipping can only do so much. Timmy? Dog? Yes, my baby. I've got pictures right here. I fished my wallet out of my purse and flipped through the plastic brochure pictures. Aw, very cute dog. Look at that smile. Isn't he precious? Oh, I remember that little ball of fluff you brought him over once or twice. When were you sitting Kizzy's shelters, right? More or less. I've never worried that much about pedigree. Timmy is my best friend. That's all that matters. I tuck my wallet away and adjust the strap on my shoulder, getting everything respectable order. Mr. Williams, I wanted to say I really appreciate you thinking of me as sorts and unexperienced folklore studies. So often gets overlooked in terms of the application, especially these days with so many police departments turning con artists and bored housewives who call themselves psychics. Ever since that, Alson Mayberry has a vision and told the sheriff in Montaigne where they could find this kidnapped little girl. Paranormal activity has been all the rage. Every lawn club lady wants to believe her champagne dreams might have some deep hidden meaning. Personally, I think Mr. Mayberry just happened to see the kidnapper driving that child around in the state in his pickup truck. And when she called for the reward, she made up a story about vision, so she could drive the attention to her fortune-telling business. It worked too. I hear her client list now is like who's who of Hollywood. Even the government wants her advice on deals and is plumbing. Paul and Macy. And by now, the sorts probably have their own Mrs. Mayberry reading tea leaves behind the iron curtains to real tape. Not being mean, I don't hate Allison Mayberry. I respect her skill at marketing. My agent only wishes I could attract that kind of attention. And of course, I'm glad that little girl was saved before something unspeakable could happen to her. It doesn't change the fact that psychic powers are still a bunch of hooey. I'm glad you're not taking it in by all the flim-flam. Actually, Kidsy's taking one of those corrupted courses to get her psychic syphilitic after high school. ... She told me that when there's a bad juju on the case, it would be dangerous to bring a sensitive on the board. Wouldn't want to integrate the wind possessed demon by demons. Right. Is he suggesting that I only get this job because an over-imaginative teenager recommended me as the last sensitive expert available? So, what exactly is the situation? About what is the case? I'll tell you more when Jack gets here. Jack? Jack is the partner you'll be working with in the field to keep you safe. Oh dear. That could be uncomfortable, especially if he's the one of those old-fashioned types who think ladies should only see a satisfying version of reality. I wouldn't be able to integrate anything in that way. But then, I don't really want to get into anything dangerous. Your job is to be smart and follow the orders. So don't get crazy and try to play hero. You hear? Cap. Who? Me? Kizzy said you're much fizzier than you look. Suppose you'd have to be. He has to be. Or you wouldn't last long as a sub. Those kids can be vicious. Oh, they're not so bad. Even the troublemakers usually just want someone to pay attention. Oh! There's a sound at the door. Probably the detective that Mr. Williams said was coming. Ah, there she is. She? Ooh! The door opens and she walks in. Ooh, I like her. She could have stepped right off a receivement poster. Long legs, broad shoulders, black hair, straight and thick and sleek. Light brown skin, still untouched by time and scars. She walked in like a woman in complete control of her body. Never surprised, never uncomfortable. The very model of a woman warrior. She walks in like a woman, complete control of her body, and far too familiar. Jackie? Hello, Diane. Her eyes meet mine, cold and blue, giving me nothing away. Ooh! She closes the door behind her, sealing us into the office together. You two know each other? Yeah, we went to the same college. Oh my word. She is gorgeous. I can't stop staring. This is so unfair. I'm not even wearing my cute shoes. But why should I care what she thinks? I doubt she's even looking at my shoes, I mean. No, she's looking at me. And I can't look away. She holds out her hand to shake it. All business. It's good to see you again. Likewise. Well, saves me the trouble of introducing. Let's get down to business. He brings out a mandolin folder field with papers, photographs, and blocky black and white heterox and handwritten reports. Over the past month, there have been several reports of small fires set in wooden areas. Never too deep in the backwoods, always near the neighborhoods. Captain William. He lies down a map and tapes several locations. Looked like campfires, but not in any designed campfire areas. So people were sent around for investigate for fire safety. Weather's been pretty wet lately, so the risk wasn't high, but we couldn't count on that. Only you can prevent the forest fires. I don't laugh. We figured it was most likely kids, or maybe a trap. Been more folks homeless since they slashed the HUD budget. He runs his blurred fingers over the paper, hunting for some single in the fridges, and works loose a few sheets with the photographs clipped to them. Crew came back, said they found something weird in the fires. Bone funny symbols, the devil's work. Not everything that falls out of the Juban Christian. That's not the crew, it told me. So that's how I'm telling it to you. I close my mouth. And now there's this new thing reported. Shops had been unsized. Weird symbols painted all over the windows. Owner insisted on cleaning it all up ASAP. So it didn't drive off her customers. But we've got pictures of what it looked like fresh. You'll probably want to talk to her and see if she knows anything. Address and phone number are here. He looks at me, his normally warm eyes serious. You're my expert here. Is this stuff connected? What does it mean? Who is behind it? And how do we make it stop? Y'all know how worked up people can get about witchcraft. We don't want things getting out of hand. He jerks his chin in Jackie's direction. Jack's job is to look official, act tough, ask questions, run any data you need through the system, and keep you out of trouble. ... Don't take stupid chances. Let Jackie protect you. I don't want you to hear you got yourself shot or stabbed or had some blood curse on your firstborn. I'm sure I'm in safe hands. I wish that were true. All right then. Let's get the two of you plan out your strike. Right, Captain? You give Timmy a cuddle for me. You hear? Yes, sir. Mr. Williams, Captain? It'll do. He walks out and closes the door behind him, leaving us semi-privacy. Sound at least should be blocked. The glass windows in the wall leave us still a view of the other detectives. I suppose the police don't want anyone being able to move around inside of an office undetected. So, here we are. Just the two of us. Hi. Hi. You're looking well. That sounds brainless, doesn't it? How have you been? Can't complain. I wait for her to ask the same question in response, but she says nothing. Is your family well? Far as I know. And again, she stays silent. Doesn't even want to look at me. Can't believe this. I've suffered through publishing wine and cheese nights, my great aunt's birthday party, and even PTA meetings. And small talks was never this exaggerating. Well, there's nothing need for for my best manners here, is there? Did you know it was going to be me that you were assigned to? Did you know I was here before you walked through that door? Yeah, but I didn't tell the boss I knew you. Do they that you're... No. Nobody knows. It's what I expected, really. Mr. Williams is a nice man, but the world is. And this world, the South, is not a safe place to be known as a homosexual. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Return. It's hard enough just being a single woman without a man to keep you. Don't worry, I wouldn't say anything. We both have reputations to protect. Never expected to see you here. Though I didn't think law enforcement was once your career goal. She looked at me for a moment. Well, things don't always work out the way we expected. ... We're here to do a job, right? So let's get to it. Right. This isn't about us. It's about the solving a mystery and getting paid for it. So I can pay my bills and go on with my life. My life where I've been doing just fine without her. Let's look at these pictures. She brings an airline photograph out of the scene of the woods. Has ashy circles that must have one been campfires with a small black end and skeleton lying among the rocks. Ooh, this is kind of disturbing. This was the most recent sight and the one that is really started ringing alarm bells. What about cults? Take a look and tell me what you see. Alright. Click on the images to indicate points of interest. You must find all the clues to proceed. If you aren't using a mouse, go to the game menu and select mouse-free mode. This puzzle will shift. Okay. Alright, let's see. There, 2 large logs are placed at the edge of the clearing. They look like they might be nice places to sit and watch the fire burn. There's nothing occult or suspicious about the logs, but they do need to suggest that this was a regular campfire area, being used, or at least a part of the park that was accepted visitors to come have a seat. Alright, found one clue. Let's see this. Ooh, I never saw that. I squint at the squibbish bones. 2 legs, a long neck, and a beaked head. Obviously a bird, too big for a pigeon. The beak is too long for a chicken and too short for a seagull. This looks like a dinosaur. Tell me what this looks like to you guys. Do you think that was a duck? Jackie leans over, her arms brushing mine. She doesn't seem to notice. Yeah, probably. I'm not an expert. It might have been someone's dinner. They could have thrown leftover scraps into the fire to clean it up. If our perps roasted a duck and ate it, the bones would be more scattered and even over a campfire. You wouldn't cook the head. You've done this? Camping? Yeah. She doesn't offer any details. Okay, so someone burned a whole chicken. So I've already been dead when they brought it here. I don't like to think about a poor little duck being burnt alive. But even if someone were that twisted and mean, they would have needed a cage to hold it in place, wouldn't they? It's possible that it was a pet that died, and they were giving it to a funeral. Pote says the soul of the loyal pets cross a rainbow bridge to the meadow just outside of heaven to wait for us. A funeral prayer might connect to a Viking stretch about Bree Forest, the burning rainbow that leads to the realm of the gods. The symbol on the ground don't look like rungs though. I suppose it's more likely to be a sacrifice. That's what we're worried about. Blood sacrifice. Animal sacrifices aren't always about negative energy. Insist on unvaluables. Food are often burnt to give to details. Because the burnt offering disappear and the smoke drifts away. It's like they've been taken up the hands of a god. Were any of these burnt offerings people? Not usually. If these fire incidents keep occurring, we have to worry about what they might burn next. Right. So yeah, we don't really need to read that anymore much. Found 2 clues. I don't think we looked at any of these. Let's start with this one. There are, I count quickly, 10 large pieces of paper or cardboard placed around the fire. Maybe a brown wrapped paper. It's all about the right color and pieces to appear. Don't really think we'll need to read this. So we've done that. Wait, not that. I'm just looking around. Ooh. See the wood. See around it. Ooh, the remains of a small fire. Smaller than the ones I remember making s'mores on scout trip. The area is surrounded by blah 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 blah. They have such a long speeches. There's straight lines on the ground radiating outwards from where the fire was to the edge to the clear spot. Stabbed fire is certain. Blah blah blah. Oh, sweet. So I'm gonna save this. Okay, and then return. Alright, but yeah, this is gonna be what I'm gonna do today. It's been going on for 28 minutes. So see you guys next time. Bye!